Welcome to our deep dive on the remote work housing dilemma, the value of space versus rent hike anxiety. Today we'll explore how to weigh affordability, productivity, mental well-being, and long-term financial strategy when deciding whether to upgrade to a larger apartment. We'll move from clear affordability rules to hidden costs, then to decision frameworks you can use immediately. To begin, let's outline what we'll cover. In this video we'll cover why space can be a true investment in productivity and well-being, how to evaluate affordability using the 30% rule, the full cost of upsizing, a decision flow to decide, a timeline that puts rent increases in context of salary growth, negotiation tactics and timing, a quick quiz, and a concise set of key takeaways, along with an important disclaimer. Now let's start with why space matters so much for remote workers. Dedicated space supports deeper focus, reduces noise conflicts, and gives clear boundaries between work and life, especially if you're sharing a home. This isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a quality-of-life upgrade that can reduce stress and improve performance and relationships. With that foundation set, let's move into the numbers and see how affordability fits into this decision. Use the 30% guideline for total housing costs. In our example, a combined after-tax income of $120,000 per year equals about $10,000 per month. A rent of $2,150 is roughly 21.5% of monthly take-home. This falls well below 30%, indicating a generally low-risk affordability baseline. With the comfort of this figure in mind, let's compare the value of space against the goal of maximizing savings. On the left, the benefits of more space include improved productivity, better mental health, reduced friction in shared living, and potential career gains from higher output. On the right, prioritizing savings provides more cash flow for investing, faster emergency fund growth, flexibility if income changes, and greater future optionality. The right answer depends on both your financial baseline and your quality of life needs. Now let's unpack the full cost of moving to a larger unit so you aren't surprised later. Budget for the true cost of a larger place. Utilities rise with size. Renter's insurance can increase. Furnishings like desks, chairs, and storage add up. You may need faster internet to support 2 simultaneous calls. Location can affect parking or transit costs. More space means more maintenance. And don't forget one-time items like application fees, moving expenses, and deposits. With the costs identified, let's put concrete numbers into a before and after budget comparison. This illustrative table shows how a move from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom might shift monthly numbers. Rent increases by $300, utilities by $50, internet by $20, and insurance by $10. Furnishing is amortized at $75 per month for the first year. Discretionary spending is trimmed slightly to offset increases, while savings remain strong. Your specific numbers will vary, but this highlights how to model the trade-offs. Next, let's create a clear decision flow to guide yes or no on the upgrade. This flowchart begins by asking if you've found a rare, ideal 2-bedroom. It then checks affordability against the 30% threshold, emergency fund adequacy, full cost accounting for utilities, insurance, and furnishings, the expected productivity and relationship benefits of a dedicated office, reasonable lease terms with standard annual increases, and the plan for income growth. If these are all affirmative, the recommendation points to proceeding with the 2-bedroom. If any key criterion fails, the chart routes to delaying while optimizing the budget or negotiating concessions, followed by reevaluation. With the decision path in place, let's put rent increases into a time-based context. This timeline maps rent beginning at $2,150, with modest increases of $60 to $75 annually. Simultaneously, it projects take-home income growth of 2 to 4% per year. The visualization illustrates that typical rent adjustments are often offset by salary growth, helping maintain or even improve affordability ratios over time. Now that the macro picture is clear, let's walk through practical steps to run your numbers like a pro. First, list your total monthly after-tax income. Second, compute 30% of that number to estimate your housing limit. Third, add the true costs, including utilities, insurance, internet, furnishing, and one-time fees. Fourth, stress test the budget by adding a $75 to $100 buffer for future increases. Fifth, adjust discretionary spending to preserve or improve your savings rate. Sixth, Confirm you have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of total expenses. Finally, decide whether a dedicated office will meaningfully improve your productivity and quality of life. With the process laid out, let's look at negotiations and timing. Approach negotiations with specifics. Ask about concessions like a free month, reduced parking, or minor rent reduction for a longer term. Align move-in dates with end-of-month or slower leasing periods for more leverage. Bring data, your income stability, strong credit, and market comparables. Even small concessions can offset costs meaningfully. Now it's time to verify your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. The question is, if your combined after-tax income is $120,000 per year and rent is $2,150 per month, approximately what percentage of your monthly take-home does rent represent? Your options are 18%, 22%, 35%, or 50%. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is 22%. $120,000 per year equals roughly $10,000 per month, and $2,150 divided by $10,000 equals 0.215, or approximately 21.5%. Rounded, that is 22%. With that confirmed, let's lock in the most important takeaways. Key takeaways include: space can be a true investment in productivity, mental health, and relationship stability. In our example, the rent is well below the 30% guideline. Always budget for hidden or additional costs. Expect modest annual rent increases, and remember that salary growth often offsets them. If a rare, perfect fit unit aligns with your lifestyle and remains affordable, it can be wise to take it. Maintain your savings rate by trimming discretionary categories and focusing on income growth. Now, before we wrap up, a quick mind map to cement the strategy. This mind map centers on the upgrade decision. The quality of life branch includes focus, mental health, relationships, and boundaries. The financials branch covers rent relative to take-home pay, utilities, insurance, furnishing, and the emergency fund. The career branch connects increased productivity to promotions and income growth. The risk management branch addresses lease terms, buffers for rent increases, and location stability. Finally, the action branch reminds you to negotiate, time your move wisely, and either proceed or delay based on your criteria. With the framework complete, let's add a brief but important disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes only and is not individualized financial advice. Housing markets and personal finances vary significantly by location and household. Consult a qualified professional for guidance tailored to your situation. Always verify local rental laws, consider taxes and insurance needs, and maintain an adequate emergency fund. Now let's summarize and close out with your next steps. In summary, treat adequate space as a strategic investment when it genuinely elevates your productivity and well-being. Anchor decisions with a 30% guideline. Our example at 21.5% is comfortably low risk. Budget for all real costs and include a buffer. Apply the decision flow, negotiate, and time your move. If the unit is a rare, perfect fit and the numbers work, consider acting rather than postponing quality of life. Finally, I have one last request to help our channel grow. Thank you for watching. If this helped you think clearly about your next move, please like the video, share it with a friend who's weighing a similar choice, and subscribe for more practical, research-backed guides. Drop your thoughts, numbers, or dilemmas in the comments. I read them and reply. Until next time, choose the space that supports the life you're building.